I don't care anymore. I don't give a fuck. Deport them all. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care how much you give back to the community. If you're not here legally, get the fuck out. We'll welcome you back in with open arms. Do it the right way. Get the fuck out. We're tired of paying for you. We're tired of stepping over you. We're tired of trying to justify everything that's being done illegally for you. Oh, we don't get Medicaid. We don't get Medicare. We don't get those benefits. And we find out through California that they are. No, deport every motherfucking one of them. You see, if we deport every motherfucking one of them, California's big, bad, strong economy, it collapses. Why? Because they rely on cheap labor from these people. Well, you'll starve, Kramer. If those brown people aren't picking your food, you fucking racist. I won't starve. I know how to grow my food. I know how to pick my own food. I don't need them. They need to go home. So for the last time, when I say deport them, I don't mean just the bad ones. The ones with criminal records. I mean every motherfucking one of them. Every single one, from the oldest to the youngest. If they're here illegally, get them the fuck out.
You're watching the Kramer Says Project.
Amen on that. Boy, it's ridiculous. More on this.
It just got serious in Minnesota. The USDA just dropped a bomb. 4 counties, 30 days, everybody has to reapply. These 4 counties are where we know there are the most illegal immigrants. And Secretary Rollins wrote this to Walsh, recertify every household, use SAVE. SAVE is the software that's tied to whether or not you're legally allowed to be in this country or not. So they're going to verify status of immigration, cut who doesn't belong. They're going to do this. And people think how harsh, but where they're missing is this is the first rollout. If this works and we cut a bunch of people, guess what? It's going to happen. They're going to roll this out nationwide. I shouldn't say that because they haven't said that, but that's my assumption. My assumption is if this works as it's designed to, it's going throughout the nation. If you're undocumented, even if your paperwork's missing, you're out. It's not random. Hennepin, Ramsey, Washington, right. That's where the most immigrants live. They call it a fraud crackdown. We call it a test run. See if they can boot folks before nobody notices. If you're not in these counties, watch anyway. Next letter is coming. I'm telling you, this works. It's going everywhere.
Amen. I sure hope so. Little Christmas stuff before. This is what they want to take away from us. They want to get rid of Christianity. Really, the globalists do.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir. And folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
I thought that was a very good one. These leftists, I tell you. I'd break their whistles down their throats, I tell you.
Smile, Nazi! Smile, Nazi! Smile, Nazi! Do you like torturing people because you can't please them? Do you make people cry because you can't make a moan, little bitch?
They were like the little kids that have a tantrum, I know.
Okay.
Standing in a parking lot? I'm sorry.
Hey, don't assault people with your car, dipshit.
Go fuck yourself, asshole!
They should be arresting her.
That's ICE!
Every time they get in the way,
That's
they should be
ICE!
gone.
Fuck you!
This is how desperate the left is to
You
keep
don't
these
have
illegals
authority
here.
over citizens! You don't have authority over citizens! You do not have authority over citizens!
Yeah, they do.
You do not have authority over citizens! You do not have authority over citizens! You do not have authority over citizens!
This is a government
You
property.
do not have authority over citizens!
Don't kick.
They cannot do that to government cars. They're impeding.
You do not have
You must
authority
hit the
over
snowbank.
citizens! You do not have authority over citizens! Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself, asshole! You do not have authority over
Arrest a few extra ones and deport them. And put these idiots in jail.
citizens! Get the fuck out! Go home! Nobody wants you here, asshole! Fuck you!
I want them there. I want them to deport them all. Every
Fuck
single one of them. Every illegal. Everyone that's getting a free ride off our tax dollars. Causing inflation.
Nazi!
Hopefully they'll get out of breath after a while. I don't know. I got another little cute one here.
And remember, anytime a bell rings, it means an illegal immigrant gets deported. Merry Christmas.
Let me play that one again. That one's too good. Let me play it again.
And remember, anytime a bell rings, it means an illegal immigrant gets deported. Merry Christmas.
Yep.
All right, new at 5. A lot of people in the Twin Cities Latino community are afraid to go to the grocery store because they worry they'll run into ICE
If you're running into ICE agents, you're either illegal or you're a nutcake.
agents.
That's the word from a St. Paul Mexican supermarket that came up with a way to get around that problem. Fox 9's Mike Manzoni got a look at how it all works today. And Mike, customers are so afraid of ICE that it's impacting business.
Yes, so Young and Corin, ICE started its immigration crackdown in Minneapolis a little over 3 weeks ago now. That store in St. Paul saw a 75% drop in customers within just days.
Minneapolis, that means there'd be a lot of Somalians.
It says even customers who are citizens or those in the country legally are fearful, and that is why they came up with a solution, starting their own delivery service. In this back room at Buy More Mercado in St. Paul,
this is what we have been including in the other groceries.
Vanessa Muchaka and her team are busy taking grocery orders and bagging them up for
I got some good ones coming up. I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in.
delivery.
We've seen a big decline in our sales.
She started doing
Well, maybe you shouldn't have so many illegals there using our tax dollars to pay for it.
this weeks ago when customers stopped showing up over concerns they'd run into ICE agents even if they're here legally. The store
You're here legally, so what's the issue if you're here legally? The problem is they're not here legally. They're lying.
put this sign on the front door to ease anxiety, but it hasn't really helped.
There's people that are just scared just to be just detained for whatever reason.
That's why the store
ICE has every right to follow them in there and arrest them if they're illegal.
now takes orders over the phone and online. After that, a runner does the shopping.
ICE should follow them to what houses they're going to, and then later on go back to those houses and arrest the illegals.
Then rings it all up and volunteers drop everything off at the customer's door. And if they can't pay, it's all free thanks to the nearly $8,000 raised on GoFundMe.
Every Christmas time, it was very busy. Now it's very empty.
Owner Ramiro Hernandez says his
Start selling to Americans then.
store is usually more crowded this time of year, but fear, he says, drove customers away.
I'm only here more than 40 years, and I haven't heard anything like that, like it's happening now. It made me feel very sad.
Can you help me put the chicken over there on the table?
As for why this is so important to Vanessa,
Because I've been through it. I had my partner taken away when it was
because he was here illegally. Families that are deported together stay together.
2014. So
He's here illegally. That's why he's deported.
I was single with 4 kids. I was not expecting that at all.
but there's another reason.
We're humans, and it's just humanity.
And so far, they've delivered groceries to more than
Could have came the illegal way, but they'd rather go through the NGOs and pay lots of money to get in that way.
300 customers. The store says it plans to keep offering the free
Oh, is that also so you can get free money when you get here? Welfare?
delivery service as long as necessary. In the newsroom, Mike Manzoni, Fox 9.
It's ridiculous, I tell you.
We're just standing up in the car. We are arrested. I'm an American. I'm an American.
They're detaining you right now. If you are American, you'll be able to stay. If you're resisting and causing problems for them, you might get arrested for that. If you're illegal, you will be deported.
So why you take him for? Why he's gone?
No.
Where he's gone?
I cannot go.
Hi, Black Feather.
Show us your documents. He's lying that he doesn't have his ID on him, yet I have an Angolan national card. Right
Who's
here.
that?
That guy in the back of my car, lying, saying he doesn't have any
Yeah,
documents.
but he gave you, he showed you, he showed the ID.
So how can I go? Where's your immigration documents?
Just
He doesn't work with it.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
John, I got some real good ones coming up about the Somalians and stuff like that that's going on there. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. It's bigger than we think.
When you came, you were asking
Stop
me
talking.
if I am this
Stop
one.
talking.
So
We've
I'm
already
not
had
this
the-
one. You asked me my ID and I show you my ID. I'm not this one we're looking for. So how so?
Show me. Are you in this country legally?
No, I'm not illegally here.
Legally. Are you here legally?
I'm not illegally here.
He's not illegal
I'm
here.
not illegally
He's
here.
not, and he doesn't really speak English.
Learning some English would be a good thing, you know?
I'm not
I show you my ID.
All right, we're going to take you out of the office and we're going to figure out who you are. Since
No,
you're not,
sir.
no?
Excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, he's a pastor. He's a pastor.
They can do fingerprints or something like that, or DNA, or many ways. Maybe somebody you know that can vouch for you, bring paperwork down for you.
You beating a pastor. You beating a pastor.
You're obviously not born here.
He's a pastor. You beating a pastor.
He's not beating him. He's pulling him out of the damn car.
He's a pastor. He's a
He's
pastor.
gonna handcuff him. I don't care what he is. Sorry, I don't give a crap anymore. Hey, Marianne, got some good ones coming up. I'm gonna wait until a good, 5-10 more come in. I want to make sure they see the better ones, the best ones.
He's taking you, looking a pastor.
I don't give a crap what he is.
He's a pastor.
So?
Not in this
What's
state.
your point? Bye-bye. You're not here legally.
Huh? No, he was not going to work.
Probably getting the free stuff off us taxpayers. We're done with that. Forget about it.
Show us your immigration documents. We will have no problem. We will check you and let you go if you're not going to show us anything.
He's a pastor.
It doesn't matter.
God is going to judge you guys. We're going to judge you guys.
Being a pastor doesn't give you legal status.
People who have kids, you're taking them and you're leaving their kids alone.
Families that are deported together stay together.
Illegally, then.
Yep. Here's a cute one. I'm going to play this one more time. I played this before. Well, now they'll get home for New Year's.
You can plan on me.
Good one.
شيماء لا حابين نتزوجها.
Watch this.
شيماء
This is the culture they want us to come in with.
بلغت؟
لا
عروس وما بلغت؟
تبلغ عن نتزوجها.
So this daughter at 10 is being sold out actually to be a bride at 10 years old before puberty, before she has her period. And she doesn't want to get married. But it's too bad. Her family is forcing her. That's a culture they want us to be part of.
انت هلا مخطوب
She's
والزواج امتى قالوا لي؟
currently engaged.
شو خبروك عن الزواج؟
ما خبروني.
10 years old.
انت قلتي لي عمرك 10 سنين اليوم وخطبت عمرك 9 سنين.
And was engaged at 9.
انت بلغتي؟
Forced by the family. But the family will get money.
انت خايفانه من الزواج؟
They're selling their kids.
من شو خايفانه؟
Yeah, that's what we want here. Not.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
This is the left for you. Unbelievable. Watch this.
Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
They don't know Spanish.
We don't want more deportations. We don't want.
I do.
More
We want more deportations.
Deportations. We don't want more deportations in the Target parking lot.
Or wherever they are.
Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Hey Kirk, Mixer Fixer.
Feliz Navidad.
I'll get into the good ones.
Felicidad. We don't want more deportations. We don't want more deportations.
We want more deportations
in the Target parking lot.
Got you now? Police got you now? What are you talking about? Okay. You're joking around, I guess. I missed that one. All right, we'll do one more, then we'll go to the good one.
شيماء لا
Oh, I did
حابين
play this one.
نتزوجها.
I'm sorry.
شيماء بلغت؟
Sorry. Didn't mean to play that. That's for later, that one. We'll go with this one.
European leaders in favor of a restrictive migration policy are gathering in Budapest today for a meeting of minds. It follows yesterday's vote in Hungary too.
Even in many European countries, not the England's and even France somewhat, and Germany's are finally waking up about all the illegals there and the problems they're causing. I think they've waited too long. We can't wait this long.
Stop Soros. That's a series of laws that criminalize any individual or group who help asylum seekers, including NGOs. Well, the move defies the EU and human rights groups. Amongst those at the meeting will be Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, an immigration hardliner, as well as Hungarian leader Viktor Orban. And MPs also passed an amendment saying, and quote, alien population cannot settle in Hungary, outlawing EU attempts to relocate asylum seekers from Italy and Greece. Well, joining us from Paris now is Dutch journalist Stefan de Vries.
Italy's kicking their butts out too.
Stefan, this is again another complicated topic. Why are there?
We need more Trump-like leaders worldwide. We got to have it to happen. France, Germany, England, and Canada. Canada's heading that way too. They might separate, and some of them might become part of.
Why is there so much support on tightening restrictions on asylum in Hungary?
Hey, Leslie.
Well, Viktor Orban sees himself as the defender of Christian Europe, as the protector, as a perceived Muslim invasion. And this rhetoric brought him a crushing victory in the last elections in April. He won a 2/3 majority in the parliament. And, well, we've seen that in other countries as well. Being tough on immigration attracts voters. We've seen it in Italy, in Austria and other EU member states. And the Stop Soros campaign slogan was a very popular one. Now, George Soros is seen as the person who is organizing this imaginary foreign invasion, because if you look at the numbers, Hungary has actually one of the lowest immigration rates of the whole European Union. But George Soros is seen as the personification of this invasion. And the fact that Soros is Hungarian, well, it probably really bothers Orban, who sees Soros as some traitor of his country. And that may be an explanation why this Stop Soros bill was voted by such a large majority yesterday in Budapest.
Obviously, this human rights groups obviously are not going to be happy with this. What can they do? What will their response be to this?
Well, of course, they are very disappointed and even upset by this new rule. Their hope, of course, is the European Union. The Council of Europe, which is the continent's leading human rights institution, is currently reviewing the bill. They had asked the Hungarians to wait with the vote, but Budapest decided to ignore this call. But it may well be that this bill is not respecting any European laws. I think later today, the European Commission will issue a reaction to what's happening now in Budapest. But for the moment, the human rights organizations, well, they really have to comply with the new rules because they risk a prison sentence of for a 1 year if they help illegal immigrants to apply for asylum. So the only hope now is the European Commission and the Council of Europe. And I think later today,
screw the asylum.
We will have reaction.
You're supposed to go to the next country, safe country next to you. You're not supposed to travel all over the world to get to where you can get the most welfare.
From Brussels, and probably also a warning to Viktor Orban.
Yeah, but Stefan, it's not the first warning.
Like Poland,
the EU has already said before Hungary, you cannot do this, but Hungary went ahead and did it. So actually, will that change anything? Will the EU's reaction change anything?
Is it just
You're absolutely right. Viktor Orban has been defying the European Union for many years now, and we've seen that Brussels is basically, well, they can't do anything. They can threaten. We are seeing the same thing with Poland.
Italy's coming that way. France is trying to, but I think that it's cat's out of the bag because of the birth rates. And like within a generation, they'll be out. It'll be a Muslim country.
They are, of course, trying to get Poland on track because they are not respecting, according to Brussels, the basic rules of a law society.
Got to turn around now.
So they can threaten, but what can they do? There is a procedure to exclude the European member states, but this has never been used in the history of Europe, and it will be very difficult because it's very unpopular, especially now in these times that populist parties are gaining more and more votes. So yeah, the European Union
populist basically is saying, "Don't invade our country."
Can yell, they can shout, but at the end, it's Viktor Orban who wins.
And very briefly, Stefan, what's interesting is, again, we're going to have this summit, and Hungary will be in the midst of all those leaders. What do you expect from that?
Well, not much. I think the agreement will be that Hungary should respect European law, that the European Commission will look into it. But more importantly, there's another extra mini summit this weekend in Brussels with Italy, Germany, the Netherlands, a number of other countries on the issue. So we see that the migrant issue is really, well, we've talked about this many times this week already, is one of the most urgent things.
Illegals
This week. And it really doesn't, it's not logical because, as we've seen, the numbers are down. There are actually very few immigrants coming to Europe now. And even in Hungary, there are currently around 3,000 refugees.
But you get the problem of bringing them all in and letting them be there, getting welfare, and giving babies with one daddy and 4 mamas.
Living in Hungary on a population of 10 million. So there's a huge difference between
then promoting abortion so that you abort all your own kids.
Between reality and perception, and it will be the task of the European politicians to explain that this gap is not real, and but it will be very difficult since the populists are so popular.
Yeah, but what will be interesting is to watch the behind the scenes in those summits. Thank you very much, Stefan de Vries.
I say, get the hell out. All right. Watch this police chief This is Minnesota, or Wisconsin, I think. Wisconsin, actually. The whole Somalia area. Unbelievable. Watch this.
Joining me now is Chief Brian O'Hara, Minneapolis Police Chief. Thank you so much for coming. We check in about once a month with you to talk about what's going on in the city, and there's increasingly more and more to talk about. Really tough topics that we wanted to try to tackle today.
Basically, they're going to let riots attack ISIS, is what they're going to do.
In this way that we could just really stretch things out and slow things down a little. We know that there's a lot of focus, obviously, on ICE operations in the metro. I'm curious what's been going through your mind as you've seen the things that we've seen, the clips online, just little snippets of the.
They're supposed to stop that from happening. They're supposed to help ICE not get attacked. And they're allowing fire people and everything get attacked too.
These raids.
Yeah. Well, my biggest concern and what I worry about all the time is keeping the people of Minneapolis safe. And I think a lot of what we've seen, it's been an issue around, not necessarily what people are doing in terms of enforcing federal law. I think the issue has been more so how people are doing that.
They're doing it to defend themselves. They're going in and doing their job. What the hell are you talking about? If people are impeding and that kind of stuff, they got to do something about it. The ones that are attacking them, doxing them, and all that kind of stuff.
And I think it's been very destabilizing for a lot of people in the community. A significant portion of the city are immigrants.
Yeah, illegals.
And that sort of instability is something that criminals and bad actors can take advantage of, and that's been the concern.
And I want to dig a little bit deeper into that. Has MPD had to respond to anything sort of?
The other thing is you got to go after these NGOs and stop giving them money. They're taking our tax dollars and using this money to bring people in because they want one world government. That's what they want.
ICE related in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, yes. I agree.
Okay. Are you able to kind of talk us through anything that you think is important to highlight in that response?
The problem is when the Democrats get back in power, that money comes right back, because they're getting their cut on it, the money laundering on it.
Well, I think the difficulty of it is there's just so much misunderstanding about the role of local police and the role of federal law enforcement and what we can and can't do.
They're supposed to stop them from attacking ICE.
And our number one priority is keeping the people of Minneapolis safe. We're the local.
Yeah, the safest thing is you could get stop all these TDS idiots out there that want all these illegals to come in.
Police, we respond to shootings and robberies and domestic violence and all those types of things. That's not what federal law enforcement does. Federal law enforcement has
the next video after this one, Mr. Fix-It, you should see the amount of money we're talking about.
their own job to do. But what's happened at times is
really he's banging some Somalian woman, a Muslim woman.
These two things kind of overlap and they cross, and it puts us in the middle of a very emotionally charged political situation. And so we do our best to only respond when there are life safety issues, because that's our responsibility. And to
life-saving issues. They'll let them do everything up to the point where they're going to kill an ICE agent, huh?
the extent that we can.
By then it's too late.
We try and de-escalate and ensure that everyone is safe. And then we disengage, because that's what our role is. In general, if people are protesting, they do that every day, multiple times a day in Minneapolis and in Minnesota. We don't get involved. We don't get involved in First Amendment activity.
I don't know how well you can hear me if I talk over it. When you start ramming cars, blocking cars, doxing people, throwing stuff at them, that's very possible going to hurt them and possibly life-threatening.
Peaceably assembling, people simply being present and recording law enforcement activity, exercising First Amendment rights.
That part's true, but that's not what they're allowing happen. They need to get out there and keep a buffer between these idiots and ICE. and let ICE do its job.
Right, we don't get involved in those types of things. We do have an obligation to get involved when there's life safety issues.
People may not know, in the city of Minneapolis, many cities, there's a separation ordinance, and we know that City Council just amended theirs. It went from kind of like a shorter one-pager almost to, I understand, like 6 pages long. Was there anything added in there that would prohibit city employees, including cops, from crossing those lines into federal operations?
I mean, this is nothing new. It's been the policy of and the law in Minneapolis, as well as many other cities, for more than 20 years. In some cases, even decades longer than that. Los Angeles has had something similar since 1979. They've added some additional reporting requirements and mandates for disciplinary action and that sort of thing. But the essence that I think most people are concerned about, the separation between local law enforcement doing the role of the police and not reporting people to ICE, not inquiring about people's immigration status, not turning people over. That's been the law here for at least 23 years. And
their job is to turn them over. They're supposed to hold them till the ICE can get there and pick them up. Instead, they're letting them out early, and some of these people are killers and all that kind of stuff, rapers.
And it's been the same in many other cases.
Okay, so if
they don't do our job and we don't do theirs, like we have enough to do our job.
So if people see MPD at an active ICE scene, what I'm hearing from you is they can rest assured that you're there, you're there for specific reasons, and you're obeying the separation ordinance. And if you're not, there's some accountability there that'll happen if you aren't. So that's one piece of this. So then
these Somalians are desperate to keep this money, and the left is desperate to keep them that way. You hear Tampon Tim, the crap he's saying? Oh my God.
We have these active situations. We have protesters there, and we've seen protesters.
They're not protesters.
And we've seen agitators, and these are different groups.
There you go, agitators. It's a little closer to what they're doing.
People, right? So what is the expectation then if you're there, let's say, and I know crowd control is such a broad term, but if you are there, what is the expectation, I'll start with of the protesters / agitators, as far as you're concerned as officers? What do you expect from them so that you're not having to use force?
Well, they would not be, threatening violence or, committing a crime and that sort of thing. If there's any type of life safety issue, if they're destroying property, those types of things, that's happening on the city street. And just because ICE is there does not mean that we are not the police on that city street. So it's obviously the same things that are our job any other time are still our job in that context. But over all of that, our mission, one of our central themes that in Minneapolis especially the last 5 years, is we want to try and de-escalate volatile situations whenever we can. And that's not just Minneapolis. I mean, that's what anyone who's a police officer in this state does. And we try and come in the middle of not just these scenes, but any other scenes that are very tense, that are charged, that high emotions on either side. And we try to get in the middle as best we can and de-escalate things. Now, unfortunately, in this context, our officers are not afforded any deference.
And they should be arresting all of them that are causing an issue
whatsoever. As soon as we show up, it's been the case that people make assumptions that we are there, to assist federal law enforcement or to enable what they're doing. And that's
they're pretty much there to protect the ICE agents. That's what they should be doing.
It's just not the case. We are there for a specific reason to try and protect people's lives in our community. That's everybody that's on our city street, and to try and de-escalate situations. I mean, I am afraid that we could have a tragedy happen over this.
Did you see where Ilhar Omar there is pledging allegiance to the leader of Somalia?
Stuff, and then have a situation dramatically escalate. And this has caused a lot of instability in the city. And anytime you have this type of instability, it is an environment that is ripe for bad actors to come in and exploit and commit crimes, and that is exactly what I.
I'm going to be playing that one, Andrew Cook. I'm going to be playing that. Yeah, that investigation. I'm going to be playing that one next.
Do not want to happen.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a world where, so we had Chief Axel Henry on last week, and I asked him about communication, and clearly they're in the same boat where they don't assist federal law enforcement in these operations. However, he is actively working on some sort of a communications strategy. His goal is to minimize the risk of people getting swept up, people getting hurt, bystanders, that kind of thing. Would you be open to a system of communication with the federal authorities that would help minimize this?
So we work with federal law enforcement in Minnesota every day around, illegal guns, gangs, people that are shooting, committing shootings, all those types of things. That's our job. We have relationships with all the different federal agencies, with the people who live in Minnesota. And those federal law enforcement officers from all of those agencies that live here are professional, and they care about our state.
Pictures, they send in the Marines.
Yeah, I have seen just in this short period of time that there has been a lot of, at best, misinformation. That when calls have come in, and that when our people have tried to do a callback or try and verify, at best, it seems like people in charge don't seem to know what's actually happening on the street. And
people in charge federally, local.
All of that is fluent. That's why they're sent out there and everything's fluent. How would they know up to the minute exactly what street they're on or who they're arresting exactly?
Federally,
or federal,
whoever
federal government.
They're sent out there to get illegals and get them out of here.
Whoever is running this stuff.
The problem is there's just hundreds of thousands of them in every neighborhood.
I don't even know. And it seems like, I know in my own experience.
You thank Sleepy Joe for that.
As the police chief, a difficulty I've had to overcome is to get accurate information about what's happening on the street. What are officers actually doing? What's actually going on in the street? That is a challenge in any law enforcement agency. And I think just from the things that I'm hearing from our lieutenants, from our officers, it definitely seems like that is a challenge with what is happening here.
Okay. Can we talk about due process for a minute? Because obviously this is a big concern for a lot of people. And you talk about people showing up at these scenes and calling. You urge people to call 911 a couple of weeks ago. Explain to us what due process should look like in.
Oh, you're saying if they won't allow a National Guard, the military can, well, they'll claim, the military's being used on U.S. soil and all that kind of stuff. And then they'll go against their neighborhoods and this and that. They're illegals.
These types of situations. Help us understand.
Yeah. So just to make sure people are clear, talking about calling 911 is when someone is there that's armed or that's claiming that they're law enforcement, and someone isn't sure if they are or not. And that is a real concern. And it's not just because of what happened, to Melissa Hortman.
They seem to be able to identify when it's an ICE person, so they know.
And her family and others in this state who were murdered by someone posing as the police. It's also because 2 or 3 months ago, the FBI put out a law enforcement bulletin saying that there were people committing violent crimes in cities around the country that were posing as ICE. And it urged ICE to better identify themselves during law enforcement operations. And so that's not just something I came up with. That's something the FBI has been recommending. And in addition, I know that, we have had calls from people who aren't sure. In some cases, we've responded, and it turns out it was federal law enforcement. In other cases, it turns out it wasn't. It was someone with a gun. And so, we've had it happen both ways. And I've even had someone just this week tell me that they had a phone call over someone on the phone claiming to be ICE, saying we won't come if you'll send us money, like a scam. So obviously, again, when you create this much instability, this much fear, there are definitely criminals.
The only ones causing the fear and instability are the idiot TDS leftists out there.
and bad actors that are looking to try and take advantage of the situation, and that's what I was trying to communicate.
I see. And the identity piece of it is interesting too, because we talked again with St. Paul Police Chief Henry about this, and when his officers were there, they'd thrown on jackets and maybe didn't have time to rip their name off and put it on the jacket, and there were questions around, well, why aren't we identifying who's who here? But the federal agents also.
He's definitely being the P word.
So, there are fears of doxing, and their jobs are very complicated too, because they are also under attack in many. As a law enforcement officer, how do you balance that with also you have a community to protect as
this guy needs to grow a set.
Well?
Yeah. I am certain there are good law enforcement officers, good cops that are involved in these operations. I am sure that there's good people in all of these agencies. Absolutely. And I also know one of the local federal agents here from a different agency also
might as well just scream, "Don't take away our voters!"
Also had the same thing happen. They were photographed and it was put on social media, and by the evening they were identified and their family and so on. So
the next videos are a good one after this one, Kurt. Very interesting.
It's a very difficult situation because the reality is those types of things are happening. But I just think that the larger issue is so much of the community, so much of the American public clearly views how things are happening, how things are being done as the problem. Again, not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it that's creating all this instability.
Bullshit.
And that's not good for public safety, for anyone.
The political theater, and I think most people understand.
Yes, how the hell else are you supposed to do it with all these leftists out there?
That there is a certain amount of political theater involved in any of.
Basically, he's blaming it on ICE instead of these idiots.
These big issues. It's tough. Your position is not a political position. Obviously, you're appointed, but oftentimes you are standing up there next to a mayor who is very passionate about drawing lines around no ICE zones and saying, ICE, you are not welcome here. I'm curious. You stand there, so it looks like a
no ICE means safe for the illegals. Basically, that's what they're saying.
United front, but are there nuances in how you feel about ICE being here? Is it kind of like a no-go zone? Like you're not.
They're basically anti-American.
Welcome here, or
no? I mean, of course, there's nuance. I just said there are good people in all of these agencies, and just talking to people informally, I can tell you there's plenty of federal law enforcement that are a part of our community that live in this state. That agree with exactly what we're saying, that they think things should be done differently.
One of the things that Board Czar Tom Homan had talked about was, he said, hey, we want to go into the prisons and the jails, and we want to try to, deport people who are criminals already in jail, who are here illegally, and deport them from the jails. But he's saying that they don't get communication, they don't get cooperation from local authorities. If something like that was posed here, in Hennepin County, is that something that
see, if they arrested him right there, it'd be a lot safer for people on both sides. But they got to get them back out there for their voters, even if they're rapists and killers.
You personally could get behind?
It's something that I have no authority over whatsoever. There's no city lockup. There's no city jail in Minneapolis, or I don't think anywhere in Minnesota, but in the Twin Cities anyway. The jail is run by the county sheriffs and the state prisons under the Department of Corrections. So that has nothing to do with local police.
Yeah, but how would you feel about something like that? Would you support something like that if it
That's
happened?
up to the sheriffs, and that's up to the Commissioner of Corrections.
Okay.
It's not something we have a role in at all.
Yeah. Okay. What is this focus, this heavy focus on ICE operations doing to the rest of the things that need to get done in your department?
It's unfortunately, again, all of the instability is just a distraction. It's a drain on resources. All of the ancillary issues that are happening. We already have a depleted police department that we are trying to rebuild, that we have made incredible progress, both trying to reduce crime, trying to rebuild, and in some cases build relationships with.
Oh, you're going to reduce crime by letting these killers and stuff out, these illegals out?
Community that were never there, and trying to restaff the police department as quickly as possible. This is a stress on the individual officers. They are not looking to have to go to someone else's scene to then become.
They want a supermajority forever. They want their socialism.
The object of vitriol and hate, just trying to do their job. It's one additional thing that the cops have to deal with now that they wish they didn't. We have our own problems to deal with.
What are the resources like for that emotional support for them? I mean, we saw this post George Floyd, right? You've been down these roads before.
Yep.
What does it look like now for them?
It's substantially changed. There is a good investment in the officers' health and wellness. It's not enough. There needs to be more. There's a peer support team that's underway. I mean, we saw it in the aftermath of the Annunciation mass shooting. We have a staff member that's a psychologist, our health and wellness team, our peer support, all responded to the scene. And we were able to relieve, I think, all 73 initial responding officers in less than 3 or 4 hours from the scene, and able to debrief them and to put them on the track to get them some time off and to get them mental health services. And it's that type of thing that was unheard of years ago in policing. And I know more and more of our officers are seeing the health and wellness as being normalized in the profession. And that's a good thing, because a normal course of a career for a police officer, you're just seeing things repeatedly over and over again that are not normal. And it has an effect on you. And it needs to be dealt with in a healthy and productive way. We are human beings just trying to do a job.
We're going to take a quick break if you can stick around, and we'll come back. There are some other topics that we wanted to discuss with you as well. We know yesterday there were some metro high schools that were shut down because of some online threats. And so there are quite a few things other than kind of the focus on ICE. So stick with us. We'll be back after a really quick break, more with Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara. And we had an incident where normally the media doesn't report on a lot of this stuff, as you know, because we don't want copycats. But this had a big impact. And in the day and age we live in, I think anytime you shut down schools because of threats posted online, it's a very scary thing for people. Eagan police did end up arresting a 16-year-old who's going through the process of being charged right now.
Yeah, let's make it great.
I wanted to circle back on this, though, because I think in reporting all of this, we spend a lot of time talking about the threats and that kind of thing, but we don't talk a lot about the back end and catching these people, the bad actors, and then also the consequences for this. And maybe, by talking about some of that, we can educate people that this isn't fun and games, nothing to play with.
Yeah. Well, we have certainly had an increase in these type of swatting type incidents, but also in incidents that we refer to, and threats that are made that we refer to our behavioral threat assessment team, which is something that Minneapolis didn't even have when I initially got here a little over 3 years ago. And now, I mean, it's just month after month, it's exponentially increasing the amount of cases and investigations.
The resources must be shifting.
The problem is
we only have 2 investigators that work on this team, and they work on that team in addition to doing their normal duties. And they're linked in and connected with other agencies, FBI, mental health folks, and others that can help us assess the risk around a lot of these threats, because it's been overwhelming at times.
Also, yesterday in headlines, we learned that the Attorney General Keith Ellison had settled a lawsuit with Kia and Hyundai because, as you well know, for quite a stretch there, you guys were very busy following up on these thefts of these vehicles and carjacking. So, reset for us. Where are we with? We hear about the Kia Boys or some of these other groups that have been targeting cars and drivers.
Well, it's still not done, and it's resulted in at least 10,000 additional auto thefts than what normally would have been expected in accordance with the trend. And we had weeks where more than 2/3 or 75% at times of every car stolen in the city was either a Kia or a Hyundai. And just a couple of years ago, when I first got here, it reminded me of the 90s, just the amount of stolen cars that were being driven around, joyrided recklessly, and then just all of the people who were hurt as a result of that, people who died, and all of the other violent crimes that were enabled because these cars were so easily stolen. And we briefly had this, the manufacturer.
Isn't it a lot of illegals stealing these cars? It's a foreign ring, isn't it?
Put out this software update that was supposed to fix the problem, then turns out it doesn't really. So finally, there is a solution.
Some of these cars are being shipped overseas after they steal them.
To bring these cars back to what had been standard, 20 or 30 years ago. It's kind of crazy that it took this long. But we need to reduce the opportunities for these cars to be stolen so easily, because there's so much. I mean, it's beyond the inconvenience to the owner and the expense to the owner. It's enabling, all this other harm and crime in the community.
And so this is a positive move for the future, but for now, these vehicles are still very much an issue.
I was with a city resident, with the Attorney General. His car has been stolen 9 times.
They exposed the Minnesota.
I mean, if people are living on fixed incomes, they can't afford this happening once, let alone have it happen 9 times and then have their insurance
the cops go and help kick them out.
Rates go through the roof. It's been a lot of damage caused by manufacturers who made the conscious decision to make a little bit more money than to make their cars secure in the way that every other car that's sold in the country is.
Are we still seeing juveniles primarily as the main perpetrators here?
A lot still, but it's not. It's not as frequent as it was before.
When you and I have had conversations about juvenile crime in the city, you've often talked about the fact that it's not as sort of rampant, meaning as many people as you would think are involved. Right. We're talking about smaller groups of people. Right. Is that still the case?
Then arrest them and keep them in jail. They keep letting them out to keep doing it.
Yes. And is there progress being made there on those smaller groups?
There's progress that's been made. We've made intentional efforts to have our investigators out engaging with families at night and on the weekends, trying to build relationships with other adults that are in some of these kids' lives, and to provide some referrals where we can, to hopefully try and get things on a different path.
Okay. And just really
quickly, still a challenge.
Yeah, really quickly, our Paul Loom has been covering a lot of this, but there's a new facility, money for a new facility that will house juveniles, I think up to maybe 30 days. They're too young to go to jail, too dangerous to go home. Right. And this is going to be hopefully, easing some of that pressure and a place for them to go. I wanted to quickly ask you too about budget, which, doesn't sound all that interesting, but when I asked you about it a little earlier, you kind of just gave me this look like. So what's going on? The city just passed the budget for 26. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm certainly glad that it passed, but there's going to be some significant challenges ahead.
More Somalia money in there?
Over the course of the next year. So we're going to do everything that we can, but I think, structurally, there's some issues as we rebuild the department that just have not been adequately planned for financially in the budget. We've hired now.
At 11 years old, how the hell can they even know how to drive a car?
175 people this year alone to become police officers, but the overwhelming majority of them were paying their salaries.
That is the last thing you will say, Somalia gangs. You won't bring that up. Did you see that Tim made a new state flag, had to make a new state flag that looks almost identical to the Somalia flag?
And we're paying their tuition for them to go to school for a couple of years before they can go to the police academy.
He's kissing the Somali ass because he knows if there wasn't the Somalis there in that state, he wouldn't win that state. That'd be a red state.
And come out onto the street. So we're having a significant decrease in vacancy savings while still having the operational need for overtime. And overtime this year, we spent about $31 million with everything that happened in the city to try and just have minimum staffing and respond to mass shootings and ensure people are safe in the community, have public safety. public safety costs money. Having police officers in the city costs money. And so there's this
all those payoffs cost money.
Significant gap between what is budgeted for overtime.
They want to keep the crime out there, so they're in more need too. So they can keep stealing more money from the budget.
I think it's about 5.7 million versus what the actual need in the community is, which this year was 31 million.
Before we let you go, I just, part of what we do here and the reason that we have you come in and talk to us as we do with a lot of leaders within the city is, our hope is in the process that there's kind of a human aspect here, that no matter how people feel about a political affiliation or whatever, that there's a human aspect here. And I hope I don't put you on the spot a little bit, but I have to say, since you've been coming in, it's been almost a year now, you seem just kind of different. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you seem weighted in a way that...
Is that from taking it up the butt so much? I don't know.
That I haven't really noticed. And I don't know you outside.
Just saying.
Side of these interviews at all. But can I just ask, how are you doing?
I've been better, that's for sure. I mean, I am very concerned with the instability that exists in the city right now.
Well, you can arrest the ones doing it.
And I take the weight of my responsibility seriously. I take the obligation that I have to the men and women who do this job very seriously. I buried a recruit 2 weeks ago and buried a police officer that was murdered about a year and a half ago. And all of that weighs on you. At the same time, I feel incredibly blessed that I have the opportunity to be here in this moment. I think we're doing incredibly meaningful work rebuilding this department and making the city safer. But I just pray I get to be here long
It's not getting safer, it's getting worse.
enough so I can start to enjoy it at some point.
You have family that doesn't necessarily live here with you all the time. You get to see them here and there. Do you have holiday plans where you'll get to be with your family?
Yes, my family will be here for Christmas.
Okay.
So I will be here.
Okay. Thank you for being here, and you and the other leaders who are willing to come in and take all kinds of questions from all kinds of angles. We appreciate your willingness to do that very much. So
thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back after this. All Day Live continue.
All right. Next one's the one I was talking about. This Nick Shirley did an incredible job of trying to track down all these Somali places that were getting billions of dollars, millions and millions and billions and stuff like that for all these agencies that they were using for child care and health care and all this and that. Just tons of money coming out of our pocket, getting sent back to Somalia, a lot of it, going into Tampon Tim's coffers and all that. All the Democrats that are letting it happen. Watch this. This is ridiculous.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched them.
Gregory, are you seeing less and less illegals driving now? Are they paying a little bit more for each load now?
Themselves, all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud
I'm bringing it to everybody, Marianne.
His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked.
Very good.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office is here in Minneapolis, I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers.
They're talking about no more income taxes. Trump's trying to do that, so it'd be more like a sales tax and stuff like that. They can live a lot leaner if they stop handing out the money for nothing.
Well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many.
Do you see that some of the illegals are working for the state government there? And they're the ones that are help approving getting these things through?
Many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a child.
Gregory, I hope they do get them. Over time, that's got to help your situation and get you a little bit more pay.
Care not far from here in Minneapolis,
at least a stable
that has two child cares listed at the same address, and together they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them.
They got illegal Somalians working in government. They're illegals, and we're paying them a paycheck to rip us off.
Every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money.
If Trump hadn't gotten elected, this would have only gotten worse, Marianne. We dodged a bullet there if Kamala Harris had gone into power.
The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the...
In order for socialism to take over, they have to destroy America. They have to destroy it. They have to make it third world, then they can get their socialism.
Maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have...
Yeah, I didn't include the video, but there's a video also in Maine. The same thing. There's a Somalia area up there that they're doing the same thing. It's in a little smaller scale because there isn't as many, but the same thing's happening in Maine.
Child care, and then you have health care, and a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of...
We have to exclude all the Somalia voters, and Tampon Tim couldn't win up there. That's like quadruple the margin he wins by up there. The hundreds of thousands of votes. He would lose.
These different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation. A lot of those...
Plus, exposing this will change some people's minds,
Same names appear, a lot of the same addresses.
On voting.
There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare
To
companies.
some
at the
extent or
same
another,
address.
yeah, John.
There's another building in St. Paul
Some
that
worse
has
than others.
22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks. What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe.
Minnesota ripoff.
And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand.
Half those dollars are federal money too.
This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud.
He's taking his money up from the cuts so that they get a percentage of it.
And as a state employee, must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful because these people are...
He's gone there before, and he's been stabbed and stuff, and they've attacked him for reporting on this.
Very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon. Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received $1.3 million. In 2021, they got $987,000. In 2022, they got $714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, $1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about $800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually two daycares are registered here.
Right there.
One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in.
Hey, welcome, by the way.
There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
You might need
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Yeah. Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside. Or
there's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center? I'm not sure. I don't.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one In fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
I know they've arrested about 80 people. I want to see the top dogs go to jail.
$36.
This next one is literally one block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions
If they
of
shut them
dollars.
down, they just reopen somewhere around the
I
block.
knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door. Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I wanted to put my son Joey in daycare. And after a few questions, the lady went silent. Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child Care.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal
They've been ripping us off as ever since Obama got in power.
year 2025,
Fraud.
facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids.
And this is just the part we're finding out about. Part of it. This is only part of it, Kurt.
Was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids. And all the facilities are the same way. All of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there.
How many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
No! You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
No.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on? $1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
right. I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around.
They're all making millions.
Now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center. Absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside.
They're following them with their car.
$5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
$15 million so far.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center.
Yep, deport them all.
Actually spells Quality Learning Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare. Don't open up! So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open up!
They said
now
they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am?
Watch this idiot liberal here. She thinks they're ICE, and if they're not, she still wants them to do it. It's a friggin' white liberal woman.
I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up! We have ice!
Ma'am, what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million over
Open
the
up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in favor?
Away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know where
You're
the-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally, fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up! It's ice!
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children right here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children.
She's got TDS and
Paid
bad.
$1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Get on it, John.
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child. You've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
99 children.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them.
Doesn't
I've
happen
been
fast
here
enough, Mark.
since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
Many
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make
She's one of those patrols looking for ICE, you know?
you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant, too. That's, if they get caught for that's a federal offense. I know, I studied law.
And do you think Tim Waltz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled?
Oh, the website I got it from off of Twitter there, they spelled it Shirley like the name Shirley.
Here in his state?
That's him doing this? Heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed
A lot of times they'll charge them and they'll get juries that'll let them off. And judges too, they're insane how bad they are. Do you think you'll get a good judge out there in Minnesota or Wisconsin? I don't think so.
to be educating children.
They'll probably pay it off too.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my god. Well, where? Yeah, it's just. I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching for more reports. I almost would bet that they'll have the local police there arrest them for something. trespassing or something to keep him off there.
There's no windows either. And
some protection orders against him. I bet.
the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, yeah, that would be a good one to stick on it.
I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud.
The thing is, there is some people talking that have turned them in that did work in the agencies.
And we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received.
The more people they say they can have in these daycare centers, the more money they get. And so they just got to get kind of big abandoned buildings practically to put a sign up, and then they make the money.
$3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's find out.
Well, it's actually that federal money is coming from the federal government, but the states are running it, Gregory. These are run by the states, by Tampon Tim. He's the one running these.
Are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it
federal money?
Going to
states
terrorism?
running it.
Where is it going? But it's theft.
During the COVID and Biden, they allowed all this to start happening, and they started getting the money then.
It's fraud, and
all these billions of dollars.
The reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received...
I wouldn't be surprised if they hire a hitman.
Over $3 million. Hello, how are you?
I don't know.
I would like to see if I could bring little Joey here.
Hopefully reporting it will cause it to end and get some people arrested. Not just end it. Get the money, try to claw some of the money back, which is going to be hard since it went to Somalia, a lot of it, and into the Dems bank accounts. I'm sure they got a way of covering that up. But I want to see jail time too.
Son, little Joey here. Is there paperwork, or can I check out the daycare?
Oh, they're not paying taxes, yeah.
No. Why can't I check out the daycare? Okay, but if I can't get paperwork or anything to submit my son, little Joey, to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card, actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody? Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children?
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Would my son, little Joey, have friends to play with here? No. No. No friends for little Joey?
Yes. Sorry.
Dang it. Well, have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare. And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been
it's a dangerous area if you're white to walk through, really.
Popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they are receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center. We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's.
So why are you asking us about
the fraud? Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number, and you have to call. But this is a We can't let you guys do so.
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner. We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center.
John.
Interestingly, this
like
daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year, 2025.
Yeah, the inspections, though, they're paid off. The inspectors are paid off, Mr. Fixer.
They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center.
Or they're worried about being called racist.
Super Kids Daycare Center, LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see.
Does that place look like it's worth $4.2 million? Unbelievable.
See if we see anybody. I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside. And once again, no children could be heard anywhere. So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet, millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars. And again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address that whoever...
So they're using the same building and double and triple dipping.
...who's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would just say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all of the childcare centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home health care industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home health care companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home health care companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it.
They're also using that money to get more illegals over here.
It is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we are about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services. Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here. No. Why can't I get healthcare here? No, wait. Warning, you are under video surveillance. No trespassing, security, armed.
No, they call the cops on them.
This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here.
Oh, they want to tax us out of existence.
Right here. There are
they want you to own
3
nothing.
healthcare companies inside of
and
this
they'll be
building
happy.
Right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another helping hand Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been.
Look at him following him.
Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate. How much money do you think's been funneled through this building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down our information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
We received a complaint that gentlemen matching your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building. So,
okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
Okay. So
he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason that you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can continue this conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center.
Yeah, I wonder
and
why.
She actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so maybe the dudes are making their wives work, huh? Their work is just to man the place. You know?
Again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
as we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis
Marianne.
filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building. Right here, you have multicultural home care. And right here, it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center, Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here, you have Denden Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here, you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business providing the same service in the same building. Another convenience.
Somalian Muslims that go in there, that's all they're going to do. That's the only ones that they would let in there to start with, and they might be in danger if they went in there though too.
Home Health Care,
if they get
Aid,
found out.
Inc., and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door?
Yeah,
right
they're
here,
collecting the
Queenie
checks.
Home Health Care. It just
And making more little, bunch of more little wires.
does not make sense. If you were trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud. Okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have
fraud.
to ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Okay.
Okay?
Who can I speak to?
Hmm?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting.
Predated forms signed in advance, 1 and 2 years ahead of time.
And then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people saying that they had these
Because they're
services
part of the
provided
kickbacks.
months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That is a very low estimate. However, still a lot of money in fraud. And do you think there is fraud taking place here?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
You're right, Rock.
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link's down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 childcare centers. We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at. So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million.
Maybe they have the women working there because they know how to know languages and
we would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
What is the name, guys?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care names? A lot of
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here.
It is them again,
and you got $2.66 million this year in
I'd say
funding.
deport them all.
And $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department? That is harassment.
Oh, we are from ourselves.
Yeah.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We are just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at?
No.
Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't care.
How can these childcare centers have no children?
I don't know.
There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that were given by the government, but
You notice how many of them are fat? A lot of them are fat.
there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic.
just go back,
This is just
John.
the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside of Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're no.
All the places gone to, not one kid. Not one. Zero.
Nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside this.
Why are they getting so many millions, too? Say 100 kids, that should cost you like $4 million? That's ridiculous.
Same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for?
Now you see the guy that can threaten them.
Or if there's no children at these daycare centers.
Sir,
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask with the local government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you, first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have. She doesn't have permission to record me.
You cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission. We have nothing to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
So
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for a daycare center.
You ask whoever
Three
you
pork
think
chops.
is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a child care. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes.
you are.
We're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not
I'm not
accusing
gonna
you.
answer.
We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking to
the
the
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are
to
there
the right
children?
person. Leave.
There's no children inside this
You don't
building.
know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him, plain and simple, where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why
Yeah, bring a bunch of pork chops in there.
I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And
What you have to do is go with many, many people there and do this.
they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives.
Watch this. This is state representative, a Democrat. She's doing anything and everything to just call them racist and defend this.
And people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of
It's obvious that some of these Democrats are in on this.
this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting
But nothing ever happened because they don't have the governorship.
all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue. So
We got to build trust with the Somalia community. We're not trusting them.
and confronted her after that.
Yes, but he has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who you
crosses?
are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
He's trying to run away from him. He's going to get trapped.
Well, because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
Because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota.
She can't treat the black guy the same. She's going to have to try to answer it. But she'll run interference with this lady.
Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk to me like
Are you
that.
going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and
get
we got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today.
No.
Ma'am,
She's
the
gonna
facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who both Democrat and Republicans. I
Yes.
think what you heard today is that the Republicans
Yeah,
who
they're
control
getting
this
paid.
committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in
Well,
is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans.
I hear
There's
you.
fraud within the Trump administration. We have
I hope to run into them at one of those protests where they're protesting ICE. I'll get in between them and ICE and try to help ICE out.
is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with that.
How about arresting some of the goddamn people doing it, and have them talk about the people above them?
Veterans, we're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid.
Bullshit. He doesn't run. He's running it now, but not back when it was happening. Well, it's still happening, I should say, but now that's changing.
Fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue.
Nothing like what's going on there, but it is 50 states.
There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Yeah, turn it into the FBI and that so people can get arrested. And the payments can be stopped long before that by the federal government.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay. Crazy. Well,
no, did you see the Mexican flag down at the bottom of her skirt there? Let me rewind that back just a little bit.
Committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican.
I believe that's the Mexican flag at the bottom.
Chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Yeah, all those payments have already gone out. How about the rest of the people? Look at her skirt. That's the Mexican flag, I believe.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Either that or the rainbow flag.
You saw what happened there?
The state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care.
They should have to answer questions.
How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Just in what they uncovered was 100. It's a lot bigger than that. The sound of white liberal women. I know. I do want to confront him, though. You know. Luckily, I don't run into him. I guess it's probably lucky. You know. I thought he did a pretty good video. I'll be watching out for more videos from him. All right, now here's a leftist, white liberal. I believe she is in part of government up there. And she puts a whole hijab on this night. She's standing with the Somalia people, even though she's not a Muslim. But watch this.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Peggy Flanagan. I am the Lieutenant Governor of Minnesota, and I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today.
Look at the hijab on her. She's not Muslim. She's standing with it. That's a Somalian. I'm sure that's a Somalian.
Incredibly clear.
We got to keep getting our billions.
The Somali community is part of the fabric of the state of Minnesota. I think about my friendship with Nimco. We've been friends for almost 25 years. And when I think of being part of Minnesota and growing up here, the Somali community has always been a part of my Minnesota. So I want to just encourage the community to know that we're with you. We've got your back. I am here shopping today, and just encourage other folks to show up, support our Somali businesses, support our immigrant neighbors. And I know that things are scary.
It's kissing ass
right now. And just know that there are more people who are.
Yeah, import 200,000 illegals so they can vote for you. That's what you do.
Looking out for you. There are more people who are here to support you than you know. I will continue to stand with the Somali community to be with you.
It's going to be a busy year on these podcasts tonight. Look at that woman's face. She's like, yep, you're doing a good job. Kissing her ass.
And to do all I can to return the friendship and community that the Somali community has shown me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'd laugh too at her. Okay, let me grab the next one. Sorry, got a little distracted. Here we go. Now this is Omar pledging allegiance to the Somalian president.
caawa aan fursad u helay madaxweynaha Soomaaliya madaxweyne Xasan Sheikh Maxamuud inaan maanta ku soo dhaweyno Minneapolis. aniga iyo madaxweynaha special relationship aan qabnaa. aniga adeeraan ugu wacaa asigana gabarteeyu idhahaa. madaxweyne sidii qof kasta uu yiri mininkaaga waaye ku soo dhawow Minneapolis. aad iyo aad aan ugu faraxsanahay in maanta madaxweynaheena aad tahay. Soomaaliya dadka meeshaan wada joogoo dhan waa gurigooda annaga ma dareensannihin in ay naga tahay meel naga fog Soomaaliya wadnaheenay ku nooshahay qalbigeennay ku jirtaa maalin kasta aan ka fikirnaa Soomaaliya.
Basically, she wants to make Minnesota Somalia. That's exactly what she's saying. She's pledging allegiance to him, too. Unbelievable.
Did you guys already see the video of the farmer from Spencer Farms in the state of Kansas fire up his camera phone and with this whole racist chest talk about his experience with ICE agents who visited his farm?
19th.
They came and they asked if any of the drivers that were coming up to pick up grain products
should have
from
a
him
test for him,
were illegals. And he said, well, I don't know if they're illegal or not. So the ICE agents gave him advice and also asked him to share it with fellow farmers. Put more grain in the tanker truck than what they're actually permitted to haul. And we, as white supremacist ICE agents, can pull them over and detain them.
She's a pile of crap.
And now here we are. We're in Yahtzee, Germany, today, 2025, where we're teaching people in America to turn in other groups.
Sure sounds like a plan to me.
Of people.
Good way of catching them.
For doing while they're working, while they're going about their lives. I want everybody to know that.
Yeah, they're working for like $2 an hour or something, stupid thing like that. Undercutting American jobs.
Those drivers hauling grain are probably employed by this idiot's fellow farmers 10 miles away. Because when
I don't think the farmers want them there either, from all the ones I've talked to.
You hire H-2A workers, you can hire truck drivers with international licenses. It's common. There's lots of them all over the rural roads hauling product that ends up in the grocery store and on
Mr. Fixer, I'd be all for shipping them all back.
Our shelves in the kitchen. Hardworking people, here legally.
When I was a teenager, I used to work on farms. I was hardworking, didn't need illegals then.
And they're going to sabotage these people by making their vehicles overweight on fucking purpose.
Sounds like a good plan to me, libtard. Good way to catch him. Oh, she's going to lose her voters. Her libtard voters.
You woke up today. Charlie Kirk didn't. And we're one day closer to that man in office. Also being in hell.
Okay. Let's start off by saying that people like you who say stupid shit like this, you're the reason why Charlie Kirk is not here with us today. Because when you say stupid shit like this, you are encouraging people to pick up a gun and harm people. Just because they have an opinion that maybe you don't like. Because in all reality, Charlie Kirk did not harm anyone. He's never physically harmed anyone. He really just encouraged free speech. And that's all he ever did was use his free speech. So if, us having rights is such a big issue for you, I think you're the biggest oppressor in the room right now. So you're happy that Charlie Kirk is dead. You're oppressing our rights, and you want Donald Trump to be dead too. Surprise, the big three. This is what we're talking about when we say the radical left. This is who we're talking about. Oh, Sid the Sloth over here.
International CDL.
Yeah, crazy. It's like the difference is there are none, actually.
It is a weird voice.
It's so crazy because the evil inside these people, they start to manifest on the outside as well. This person is so butt crack ass ugly, big ass nose, big ass ears, that person who analyzes people's faces. I want him to analyze this person because I just need to know what's going on here. I really do. Something's not right. And I wouldn't even give this person the credit of having 2 brain cells because this person is running at the level of having 1 when it comes to brain function. It's baffling. It's baffling the nonsensical that comes out of people's mouths. And I know he's hearing me when I say this because of how big his ears are. This person is a idiot. And I mean that wholeheartedly, a idiot. Anyway, if you're gonna talk I would do it with a bag over your head next time. Just saying. And the next time you feel like shutting down someone's right to freedom of speech, do it to yourself, because I don't want to hear you talk anymore.
Amen on that part. All right, here's the Minneapolis mayor. Watch this idiot.
I am increasingly concerned because of the chaos that is being caused by these ICE agents.
They're not causing it. It's the idiots that are going after them.
That somebody is gonna get seriously injured or killed.
And he's hoping for that so they can have an issue.
Somebody is gonna get seriously injured or killed.
The man,
and
probably.
whether that is an ICE agent or a community member, we all know the tinderbox that could explode because of it. We all know
you think it's a voiceover?
That the federal government is looking for reasons to deploy more and more people to Minneapolis and blue cities around the country.
Not penis read.
We all know that we cannot afford to lose a single Minneapolis resident because they showed up and decided to protect their neighbors, because they showed up and decided to express their constitutional right to free speech. And so that concern is deep. It is held, by the way, not just by me and our residents and the people who are standing up behind me. The concern about getting somebody killed is also held by our police officers.
Yeah, Big Apple there. What do you think of this mayor? Piece of crap. He wants him to get hurt. He's worried about losing his voters. That's what he's worried about. Yep. This is ICE. Christmas Day raid. They were working even on Christmas. I love it.
Open the door, Gustavo. Where he went? Yes.
The one yelling Gestapo was a leftist.
Look the window. Look the window. Right here?
I agree. Arrest them. The thing is, they're sending the money over and we can't get it back to Somalia.
Hey, let's go. Let's get.
I hope they get so many ICE agents that overwhelm the left.
We completed. He's going to check. Hey, let's go. Let's get.
I think that idiot ran inside so he couldn't get arrested. I think happened. Unbelievable.
Next we have 93 to present. This is important.
This is about the World Economic Forum leaders in 1993 installed senior government positions. In other words, they put people in like Trudeau and stuff like that, and Clinton and that in 93. The World Economic Forum. I'm going to rewind this. They were trying to take over the world. I think we've stopped it for now, but we're still working to get it.
Next we have 93 to present. This is important. Global leaders, young global leaders of the World Economic Forum. In 93, Bill Gates was one of the first into the camp, the indoctrination camp. How many do you think they got through since 93? Any guesses? How many of our leaders, and these guys always end up in senior positions. How many? 4,000 since 1993. So I think you'll begin to realize now how everything went crazy in 2020. And how did everyone go crazy together? Well, it's the 50-year preparation. And interestingly, these young global leaders in 2005, the World Economic Forum put together a big bash. And they brought them all in. And it was the 2020 initiative. Because WF told them all that 2020 we're probably going to have a lot of problems with misinformation and, conflict and maybe pandemics. Who knows? Who knows? And they got them to brainstorm and do up all what they would do, and they informed them what they should do. So it's interesting, when 2020 came and all these leaders are in position, and suddenly there's a big pandemic. They go, hey, we went through this 15 years ago. What do we say we do? Oh, yeah, misinformation, lockdown. It's like Pavlov's dogs. They actually know, oh, this thing's going down like we talked about. So great psychology, clever boys and girls. Global Risks Report, very interesting, 2006, Rand Corporation, military industrial complex, working with the WEF. So they're looking at the risks in the future, around 2020, give or take. What do they highlight? Oh, the big risk apparently. 2006, the big worry for the world for zero reason whatsoever would be pandemics, right? You couldn't make it up, but they did. And they also said that the biggest problem would probably be misinformation. This is back in...
So they had meetings kind of saying, this is what we got to do this. And that's exact steps that they did later.
2006, right? And they said, that the ordinary people, the little ants, might start talking, and pointing out facts. They didn't say that. But they might start talking, and that will increase the spread of fear. But you see what they did just there? They absolutely knew that ordinary people talking would decrease the fear and collapse the scam. So they said the opposite, and they said, we'll have to stop the spread of fear by censoring. And that's 2006.
Yeah. The same thing happened when they did the pandemic. Idiots.
Friend Decade, I baptize you in the name of...
This is a Christian. She was born on Christmas. Was born very early and survived. Christmas miracle. She was only like half term.
Is this UK transport? Yeah.
Born early on Christmas. Unbelievable.
She's 15, she's 12, she's 20, she's 18.
Sex trafficking. All these girls. They were kidnapped.
Disturbing, but we have a job to do to rescue all the victims inside.
The team is called out to a drop house where they suspect ruthless coyotes are hiding illegals against their will. The team enter the house without encountering any resistance, but find evidence of the grim reality of the trafficking trade.
The interesting thing about this, in past drop houses,
you're right.
We found that these coyotes like to contact families and suggest, threat, and let them know that their family members are going to be hurt if the money that they want is not paid. Inside this house, we found a dummy. So I would say right off the bat, what they're doing is they're probably filming this dummy from the backside to make it look like a human being, and they're sending pictures to the family members. So that's another new technique I'm sure they're using.
LT, can you get that attic cam?
Inside the house, they found 40 people hidden away.
How old is this girl here?
Mira, ¿cuántos años tienes?
12.
¿Cómo?
12.
12. ¿Y tú?
15.
15. ¿Y tú?
20.
20. ¿Y tú?
18.
18. She's 15, she's 12, she's 20, she's 18.
When you go into a house as a tactical team and you see 35, 40 people laying on the ground with no shoes in very poor living conditions. You have to have emotions. We're all human. We have emotions, and it's disturbing. But we have a job to do, and the job at this point was to rescue all the victims inside.
This one needs to be by himself.
Among these people, they find one suspected coyote trying to blend in with the illegals. He's separated from the others. While searching at the back of the property, they find more evidence.
After coming through the backyard and securing the house, we started doing a perimeter search of any evidence outside this house. As we were looking through the back wall here, we found a 9mm Beretta handgun laying next to the wall. We believe that the coyotes that were in this house, they exited the back here, dumped the gun, jumped the fence to exit the scene altogether.
At the end of the operation, the victims are brought back to base to be processed. They are given food for the first time in days.
At the end of the processing, all these people will be turned over to the proper authorities, most likely immigrations and customs. They'll be deported back to their country of origin. But unfortunately, this whole process is going to start again. A lot of these individuals we'll see again in the near future. They'll get back to their country of origin. They'll pay another individual to get them back here into the United States. So it's an endless cycle. It continues. It's ongoing. We'll be out there every day hitting these drop houses, and you'll probably see a lot of these individuals on film again in the near future.
That's why you need a closed border. Totally. Look at this. Oh, I didn't mean to fast forward. Hold on. Look at this idiot leftist blocking ISIS from trying to get to people that they were about to go and arrest. Look at this other one with the camera over here. Look at her. Should be able to arrest her. Now she's going to drive slow. Right down the middle. Look at her going slow. They're using their vehicles now. I'd arrest her right away. There's more in Minneapolis. This is in Minneapolis where they're arresting illegals. Can't tell me that's English. Those whistles, I put it down their goddamn throat. The blue dogs, yeah.
That's ice. Waxay joogaan caramel. Caramel agtiisa joogaan maanta. Waa kuwan.
Oh, I'd arrest her. It's not going to stop until you start putting them in jail. You got to put them in jail. That's the only way you get it to stop. And more people get away because of it. I think he's got to sign an executive order to allow them to arrest more of them. And put more cops out there with them.
Back up! Everyone back up!
They're blocking the cars from getting through.
They block us.
See how they've got their cars?
She's breaking
They're threatening them. I put their horn up their butt. I know. I agree. With the whistles.
You're hurting her. You're hurting her.
They can do ear damage blowing it that close to them.
Fuck you, you the fuck up, man. You the fuck up, man. You're hurting her. You're hurting her.
Don't resist, then.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Fuck you. Come do it. Hey, come talk to me. Look at his face. Look at his ass.
Knock the crap out of their vehicles? Yeah. Maybe start putting some ram things on the front of the cars. You know, they could put those metal grid-like things on the fronts and backs so they can push these cars out of the way.
You
The one recording is obviously blowing the whistle out there. I bet you half of them yelling are illegal. Probably half. This is in Minneapolis also.
Give this to someone who needs it.
Shoot them and make your arrest. They're threatening him, I know that. The problem is they don't have enough people there to do the arrest. You only have 2 there.
Leave her alone. She's your citizen. Why are you arresting her? Hey, you fuck up. You the fuck up, man, guys. Fuck up.
You got to answer all of them?
Get the fuck out of here.
How about you're here illegally?
She's not an immigrant. What you doing to her? Get the fuck out of here.
I can't wait until we get a few more million of them out of here. Then this will die down.
She said, what are you looking for?
She's pregnant and they got their fucking knees on her.
Good, get her out of here before she has the baby, so it's not birthright baby.
Her stomach in the ground. She's pregnant. She's pregnant.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Family deported together stays together. They think the horns and all that's going to stop them somehow. I don't know. How about she didn't resist to start with? Yeah, I think he's calling someone else to come in and pick her up. But they're blocking the cars from getting there.
She's not what you're looking for, motherfucker. Hey, release her. Release her now.
She's illegal. Bye-bye.
She can't breathe.
She can't breathe.
Oh, here we go. She can't breathe.
She can't breathe.
Here we go with that crap.
She can't breathe. She can't breathe.
They want to record that bullcrap. They'll try every tactic for this.
She can't breathe.
She can't breathe. She
Yeah.
can't breathe.
I hear you, man, about the whistle blowing thing. I hear you with that. I agree, Marianne. Where was I here? Okay, let's go back to here. This is what they're training their little kids. And they're coming to kill us too. I used to play games, you know, fun and stuff like that. But not like
What's going on?
Illegals working on a siding job, it looks like, because that's a break right there. I've used those before. It's illegal, and you're getting arrested because you're not supposed to be here. Stealing an American job. One up on the roof, I think. And they want to get down. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Time to go back.
Relax. Now get down. Down. You down now.
Obviously doing some siding and roofing.
Oh, it's cold as fuck.
American jobs right there. Open back up the trade schools. That's what I went to. Hit him in the foot. Yeah, that's a good idea, Gregory. That's a good idea. Absolutely. Let me catch back up here. Here we go. I got a few more of these. Oh, who's going to do the roofing? Americans. Canines, that's a good idea with the dogs. Sit the dogs on them. They are terrorists. Shoot them down. That's a good idea, actually. DOE, Department of Education. Yeah. Pedal Pete, huh? It's a good one. I like seeing him arrested. Everyone arrested, there's one less here. I went to trade school. I took carpentry. That's how I got a profession. I got a few more after this. See, they're Somalian. It's a Somalian neighborhood. Look at all the leftists out there, though. There's a lot of leftists out there with them. Commie leftists. They should be sending some cops along to protect them. All right, this next one's a guy named Muhammad stabbed a police officer. Watch this.
We're following some breaking news out of Bellevue right now. A man is now charged with stabbing a police officer before another officer shot him. This happened at the Bellevue Transit Station, you'll recall, on Friday. Court documents say that Mohammed Bangura made a false 911 call about domestic violence to lure officers there.
That's a great idea.
Police say that he slashed an officer's face with a knife and then stabbed him twice in the back. And that's when police say another officer shot Bangura.
100%.
Both were taken to the hospital, and both are expected to recover.
Oh, stocking the whistles, yeah. They think they're really doing something other than being annoying, I guess. No, they're burning the American flag. These Islamists are burning the American flag there and yelling Allah Akbar. So I don't know. And there's leftists joining them. That's ridiculous. Burn that shit! 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 Allah! Burn that shit! Burn that shit! And go pee up a rope. Now look at that. They're gonna burn that American doll. Those Americans yelling that with them. Allah Akbar with a lot of Americans yelling with them. Sons of Liberty made this. It's a
migrants
mega movie.
have been issued final deportation orders.
So I pulled up to Little Mogadishu to talk to the Somali community and figure out what's really going on here.
So this sign is in full Somali. I don't see a variant of it in English. That's fascinating. Let's see if it's English on the back. No, Somali only. I guess why even learn English if you can just read the signs in Somali? If you don't force the people who move here to learn English, they never will or will never have the need to learn English.
And my point proved itself immediately.
Yeah, that's the best one yet.
Okay, sorry. Okay, this will be fascinating. Do you speak English?
Yeah. Surprised his name's Muhammad, huh?
I do speak any English.
French.
All the leaders of the protest are playing
Somali?
that's for sure. French. Then they get other people to go with them.
Can I interview you in French? Hey.
Yeah, that's really
Do a news
tolerant. I
report.
agree, Miriam.
Huh? What do you mean no?
I'm not
It's
sure
America,
what
no?
he was doing.
Je vous interviewer in François?
He doesn't speak French.
Maku ware san kara af Somali? Okay. Thank you. This is a unique place. My name's Tyler.
Yes,
Hi. We're trying to talk to members of Somali community.
Yeah.
Because the Trump thing, temporary protected status over. I wanted to talk to people that live here. Would you be open to giving any
Temporary time to go back. Bye-bye.
thoughts for a
You
little news
stole
piece
from us
we're doing?
already.
Okay, good.
Good?
Yes, good, good.
Okay. Okay. See you. Nice people. But keep in mind it says it's not safe right there. It's not safe. Whisper on the wall, Dark Souls style. Well, we're trying to talk to members of the Somali community. And no? Okay. Okay.
And then I headed towards the Riverside Plaza apartment complex, known for its large Somali population, to see if I could find anyone here that spoke English.
Speak English. Bonjour.
That's America now. Yeah, release the goats and all that. All right, tomorrow programming. No, I plan on being on about 11 a.m. Eastern because I want to watch the Bills game that's on at 4. And so I'm going to be on at 11. I think I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to play a replay of one of my former videos tomorrow at 11 a.m. Probably it was around the election time before Trump came into office, but after they stole the election. Oh, I was going to play this one. Yeah, let me play this one, then I'll play that. Okay, I forgot about this one.
What I'm about to tell you is either going to shock you or piss you off, probably both. California, Oregon, Washington, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, they are all proposing legislation to give all undocumented people here in this country free state-sponsored insurance. Free. Totally free health care.
We're going to pay for all that. All of them are going to, they're trying to keep them here. Trump's trying to cancel all that. And so they're more likely to leave and go home quicker. But they want to give them all the free stuff. It won't end with that.
Not paying a dime. Can you imagine how that would feel? But that's not for us. No, it's not for you and I. We still have to pay those really hefty premiums and those deductibles and worry about whether our insurance company will even
Of course, our money that we're paying for our health insurance will cover for them not having it.
Cover our medication and our testing and our procedures if we get sick. Do you remember when the Democrats shut our government down for 45 days in the name of affordable health care for Americans? You know, those subsidies they were fighting so hard for?
Yep,
they didn't give a shit. The people that went to work for a month didn't get paid, or people lost their SNAP benefits and couldn't feed their families, or, you know, we were losing infrastructure in our airspace. I mean, they didn't care about that. Our public safety, no, wasn't important to them. Healthcare subsidies for very, 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 very profitable insurance companies, though. Those blue states, those sanctuary cities, those blue governors that welcomed illegal migration, well, they have a little problem now, and it's going to cost you and me a shit ton. My daughter is a working mother of 4. She does everything.
Yeah, but Mr. Fixer, about it being using federal money, they're trying to pass the law so that they get it. You know, they're going to use federal funds to pay for it. There's got to be a way of stopping it.
Right. She pays her taxes.
It is.
She follows the rules. And for what?
They want a socialist majority forever.
Her insurance deductible is $11,000 a year. Her monthly premiums are $2,800 a month. She makes $75,000 a year and doesn't see a dime of it because that's exactly where
monthly premiums are $2,800 per month. Isn't it insane?
Where it all goes. Her husband has to struggle to come up with the rest. Putting a roof over their head, paying their car insurance, electric bills that have doubled, groceries that are so unaffordable, taxes, etc. It is not sustainable for working families, for hardworking American working families like you, like me, like our kids. If you're a hardworking American citizen, the American dream is gone. But if you've entered this country unlawfully and you're an undocumented immigrant, it lives on. Free shit for everyone on the backs of hardworking Americans. And our politicians and our media want to rebrand this bullshit as compassion. It's not compassion. It's theft. Because if it was compassion, then our veterans wouldn't be sleeping in their cars. Seniors wouldn't have to choose between groceries and their medicine. And young families wouldn't be going bankrupt just to keep a pediatrician. These blue state governors invited this immigration into these states. They wanted sanctuary cities because they wanted census numbers. They wanted voting power, and they wanted federal matching Medicaid dollars that will allow them to pay for their pet projects and inflate their goddamn budgets. They've been gambling with our money. No, they've been stealing our money, robbing us blind. Because under Obamacare subsidies, the federal government subsidized the states dollar for dollar and matched all of their Medicaid money, like a 401k for all undocumented and uninsured people. But under the big, beautiful bill, that goes away. The federal government will no longer subsidize and match Medicaid dollars to states for undocumented immigrants. And we're left holding the bag. We're the fucking bailout.
They'll try to find a way to hide that they're illegals.
For their reckless spending. Thievery. There's no getting ahead for us. For for hardworking everyday people. There is no more American dream. We have politicians that are writing laws that just ensure their power and their greed. And
I think we need to run more patriots for office too, Kirk. I totally think that.
And then when it blows up in their face, they call it compassion. They spin it with the media and they try to make people feel badly about wanting more for themselves when they go out and they work for it. While people are coming in here unlawfully, illegally, and getting free shit. Everything.
I bet you 50% cents on every dollar of the federal government money is wasted. It's bullshit.
Handed to them on a silver platter, while our politicians lie straight to our face and tell us it's not happening. They're getting to chase the American dream, while the politicians that we elect get to crush ours.
We have to try and make that happen, Brock.
What I'm about to tell you is either going to shock you or piss you off. Probably.
All right, I'll see everyone tomorrow. I'm going to finish typing this. That happened. Okay. Patriots aren't gonna run. No, we're not gonna run. I agree. All right, I should see you tomorrow about 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure what time zone everyone is, but see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Bye bye. Is that doing that again? There's a problem ending the stream sometimes. End it. Holy crap. A lot of times again.